You are around Gary Gaetti quite a bit, and he's a guy that I grew up with a little bit as the third baseman. I know him as one of the best third basemen from that era that he played in, and won a couple of championships with the Twins and played with Kirby Puckett. Does he give you any Kirby Puckett stories or from that era? Because boy, watching those games in the Metrodome back in those days, the atmosphere was probably the most electric that you've seen in a baseball game.
For anyone who doesn't know Gary, I mean, if you're in baseball like us, you do, but he was the heart and soul of that '87 team. He actually wasn't around, which a lot of people think, and I did originally too, for the '91 team.
Oh, right. Okay.
That one, he signed the big 3-year contract with the Angels after the 1990 season. But this is a guy, you talked about the Gold Gloves. I mean, only 4 third basemen in the American League in a 10-year span won Gold Gloves, and he was one of them, winning 4 of them actually. And he's just a great guy. I mean, it was kind of a funny story when I was at Single A. One of the opposing players was Joe Gaetti, and when I got to Triple A, joining us was Joe Gaetti, his son. And it's almost like if you see signs in life of things that are going to happen, looking back now, I mean, I had no idea I was going to meet Gary and get to know him extremely well. And I talked about his dad then, not knowing him at all, and then I saw his son for the first time in a long time last year on a road trip, and I was like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me." And I was kind of telling Gary that I interviewed him twice, and it was pretty interesting. But I got to say, even as great of a baseball player he was, and he was phenomenal, he's an even better person. I mean, the players love him; they love playing for him. He is your player's manager. He's going to let you play. He's going to let you make mistakes and succeed. The fans love him. I mean, just for my job, he's very, very easy to work with, and it's been a phenomenal experience. We couldn't have picked a better guy to be the team's first and only manager. Why
do you sense that he wants to be here? He probably would have other offers. He could be in a system, maybe a major league system, coaching in other areas. Why in the independent league? Why the Sugar Land Skeeters?
Well, I think part of it had to do with, being part of the Astros coaching staff as the hitting coach of the team that went to the 2005 World Series, which was kind of funny because it came kind of a mini Astro 2005 World Series kind of reunion. In year one, we had, in 2-year span, we had Jason Lane, who was part of that team, Gary, Roger Clemens. I mean, it was pretty interesting. So I think his time with the Astros, gives him a name in this area, and they just liked what he had to say. He wanted to be part of the community, not just be part of the Skeeters, and he really has been.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.